So as we know, the Toronto Maple Leafs, 2-0 now, series lead over the Florida Panthers in round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is a feat they haven't had since, I think, the 1980s. So let's debrief now on Game 2 with TSN's Matt Cauz joining us live. Matt, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Something we haven't seen since 1987. The last time the Leafs had a 2-0 lead beyond the first round of the playoffs. This is uncharted territory for this group.
It really is. It's funny. We actually have a crew over at Canada's Wonderland this morning, and there are fans wearing jerseys on the rides. They're literally on a roller coaster. I feel like that has been the experience for these fans, well, for many, many years, but especially in the last couple of games.
That analogy is perfect. Also, wow, that would be cold on Behemoth at this time in the morning. Oh, my God, it'd be cold. But you're right. I mean, you know, we can use that analogy, the up and down of the Maple Leafs over the years, ups in the regular season, down in the playoffs. But everyone was talking about how this year was different for this group. And we're all sort of skeptical about that. And then what we've seen against Florida, this level of toughness, this level of being able to hold on to these late leads, and also just this mental toughness. Every time Florida scored last night, Toronto would score like a couple minutes later. You know who these players are, but you almost don't recognize the style of play. It's been quite remarkable.
Yeah, it's almost like same, but different. And, you know, the only thing I can think of that's different is Coach Craig Berubue. I mean, Matt, you know, you're a sports expert. You follow this. What are you seeing that's different in their game, their strategy, their approach? What makes this team different than the Leafs we saw in previous playoffs?
Well, we'll start, as you said, the coach. It's Craig Berube's first year. And there is a level of calm, also emotional maturity. We wondered, would the first 5 or 6 minutes of that game last night be a total gong show? Would they try to be getting revenge for Anthony Stolarz? Would they be going after Sam Bennett? There was none of that. As I mentioned before, every time Florida scored, there was a level of calm there. And a lot of that comes from Craig Berube. I would also point to the core four. They're older. They're more mature. They're getting close to 30. Mitch Marner just had a kid. And then beyond that, you know, I feel that grounds you if you have a child. I'm a professional uncle. I have no idea. And then the other side is the defense. There's 3 new defensemen, Brandon Carlo, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Chris Tanev. None of them were on the team last year when they lost to Boston in 7. So I'd say the coach and the defense are the 2 big ones.
Yeah, we also have to talk about Joseph Woll, right? Literally a wall last night. Talking to fans coming out, all they were doing was praising him and how well he did. How do you think he did? And anything different in his performance there that stood out to you?
You know what? In a lot of ways, no. The last 3 years, he's come in as an injury replacement in the playoffs, and he's been great. He was great last year in games 5 and 6 against Boston, but then he got injured and didn't play in game 7. And the Leafs lost to Boston in 7 because that's what they do. But what I appreciated the most in the second half of that third period, where Florida was peppering shots and there was so much pressure, and it was everyone watching had that same fear as, you know, when you go on a roller coaster and you feel like am I suited in? Can this be tighter? Why is this not tight enough? Oh my God, we're going up. It's fear. That was the last 7 minutes of that game last night. But Woll was calm and made some huge saves late on Brad Marchand and a variety of other Panthers. So I think every Leaf fan should be pretty confident about Joseph Woll.
Yeah, and you know, when Anthony Stolarz left in the second period of the last game, I was pretty worried. I was like, oh my gosh, can they do it without Stolarz? And clearly, Woll is stepping up to the plate. Let's talk about the odds here very quickly before we let you go, Matt. So they say that if a team is leading 2-0 in the second round of a series, the chances of them winning it are 80%. I know it's early days. We can be cautiously optimistic. What do you think? Can they take this?
They can take it. Now, the only thing I'll say about that 80% is usually the team that goes up 2-0 is the clear favorite, the better team. Florida came in. They were the biggest favorite of any team in the second round. This series is far from done. I expect it to go at least 6, maybe 7, just because you have to give respect to the Panthers for all the playoff winning they've done over the last 2.5 years. But I will say this. My expectations when the playoffs started was Florida in 6. Now it's tilting towards, no one should be shocked if the Leafs win. And I don't think anyone could have said that 96 hours ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
A roller coaster. TSN's Matt Cauz joining us live this morning. Matt, thank you. We'll continue to check in as we follow this series very closely.
Thanks, Matt.